because I did get some more of these rings. They came back in stock at Auntie's Beads. It's $1.75 for each one. So we are going to do, this one's going to be a little different. It's going to have birds and flowers and leaves on it. And it's going to be sort of a triple layer one. I'll show you what I mean when we get down here on the mat. But right now, we are just going to chat for a few minutes till some more folks come on, hopefully. Hey, Sid. So I'm going to find the chain I want to use here for this. Hey, Beth. Hey, Miranda. Beth, I hope that your tummy or whatever settles down pretty soon. Hi, Anita. Now, where is the chain I want for this? Maybe put it back in the chain bag. We'll have to see. Hey, Georgina. How's it going, sweetie? Oops, just knocked over a whole bunch of little things here. I am looking for my chain I want to use for the top of my Suncatcher. I have a specific one I want, but we'll see if I can find it here. Well, there's the gold one like it, but I want silver. Has everybody been having a nice morning? I know we saw a few of you over on Randy's channel earlier, which is always a fun time. I always like being over at Randy's channel. Okay, that's not what I want. I may have to find my chain bag because these are not being cooperative here with what I want. But nothing new, right? Never fails that what you want is just not where you think it should be at. That's all right. We'll get started in a moment. Oh, are we going to do this crap again? Well, of all the crap, the other day this went back to behaving, my side piece here where my chat sits, and it was behaving just a minute ago, but now it's not again. I don't know why it does that. It drives me nuts. I tell it I want the live chat, and it just stays over there with... Well, that's good, Georgina. Well, at least somebody's doing good. Hey, Cynthia. So the doctor called you in something, I assume, to settle your tummy since you're still having problems with that. This is really sort of driving me nuts. I don't know what it's doing, and I don't know how to get it off. It's funny because on yesterday it was behaving fine. It was behaving fine. When I was on Randy's channel, but now it doesn't want to behave again. So anyway, let's turn down here and I'll show you what I plan on doing here. This is going to be, like I said, another Suncatcher. It won't get done today. There's going to be too much involved to get it done today, but we will get it started, and I'll at least show you what I plan on doing. So anyway, here's our ring. Then this is our top ring, which our chains are going to go up to, which I didn't find my chains. And I gotta wonder where I put that particular chain. So I used it just the other day. Things like this drive me nuts. I really have got to finish getting things put together properly because I know I've got it, but where the heck did I put it at? So we used it on the last Suncatcher. I guess it doesn't have to be that particular kind, but I do need some silver chain to go up from this guy. Maybe we'll use that. Ooh, some of my silver chain is getting tarnished. I'm going to have to maybe play with it a bit and get it, see if I can get it to, oh, there's the one I want right there. Either work though. So the first thing we're going to do is these have 16 spots on them. So what we're going to do is go from side to 4 of these are going to be chain going up to this ring. And then we're going to come down with the others. We'll start with the middle of these, and it's going to come down just not a lot, but we're going to come down to a little bit, and it's going to have the flowers and leaves and birds. I have the birds in 3 colors. We have them in yellow, in the red we used yesterday, and in blue. So we have cardinals, bluebirds, and I'm not sure what the yellow one would be. So we're going to have 3 levels, one with each color of the birds, and we'll have some flowers and leaves combined with it. Then we'll have 1 drop, crystal drop right there at the bottom. Then we're going to go to the next one, and it's going to come down some more with birds and leaves and such, but it's going to drop so that when we pull it together, it's just below the original crystal that's hanging here. And then it'll have a crystal hanging, and then we'll go to a 3rd bunch coming down, and there'll be a crystal hanging from that one as well. So we'll have 3 crystals hanging, and we'll have each row will have a color of bird. And I also have 3 colors of flowers, red, blue, and purple, but I have a ton of other flowers, so we can switch our flowers up however we want them to be. So first thing we want to do is get some chain onto here. And I may just use this chain because this chain is going to match in with the rings really nicely. So come on out of there, you. So it'll just come up, and then it will hang on to our hook here. So I just have to decide how much of I want to go up, and it doesn't need to be very much. Maybe this much. That looks good. I'm going to see if these rings are soldered or not. I'm not sure. Decorating for Christmas. I got my tree itself is up, but the decorations aren't on it. I was leaving it up for a while to test Lily because she has never been here for Christmas with us before. So I'm not sure how she'll behave. Okay, I think this is soldered because it doesn't want to pull apart. So we're going to have to cut it. But so this is her first Christmas with us, so we're not sure how she's going to behave. So I just put the tree up. I haven't put any of the the decorations on it, and my advent calendar's up. I have an advent calendar that we use every year, and so it's up, but that's it. So we want 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Come on, hit the trash can. There we go. Okay, put the chain back away. And I'm gonna take my awl here, and I'm gonna hook the end of each one of these to make sure that I didn't cut one of these a little bit off. Down. They all look exactly alike, so that's perfect. So we'll get some jump rings out and get rid of some of these little bits of ick. And we're going to put our chains up to the ring to start with. Little yellow birdies, get out of my way here, babies. Now these ones are stainless steel ones. Oops. And they were obviously way up to the top because I just dumped them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to just grab one of these pieces here in the middle of our and one of our chains. Then we're going to hook the chain piece up to the ring. Boy, these steel jump rings are a little harder to open and close than normal. I don't use the steel ones a lot, so I hadn't really realized that. So there's the first one. And we're going to put now the one here on the opposite side. So it would be this one right here. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So right here, right across is our next one, and then we'll go to the middle on either side to bring the chains up to the ring. Okay. Yeah, I did. Beth, I have to take some decent pictures of it. Hi, Mary. Which rings do you mean? This big ring? I got this from Auntie's Beads. There is the information on that. It's actually a bracelet bangle, but I think it works perfectly for the hot air balloons. Or the Suncatchers, I should say. This ring I got from Beadbox Bargains. They have had them in all different sizes for a while. I don't know if they still do, and in gold and in silver. So they were real nice to get. Now, come here. I sent the pink one off to my mom so she could have it in her care facility room, her apartment. And then after I sent it, I realized I'd never taken any really good pictures of it, so there was no pictures of it. But that's all right. I took one picture to send it to my sister to see if she thought that would be something that would be nice for Mom's room, and it isn't the best picture in the world. It was just something to show my sister what it looked like. So now I'm lifting this up to make sure that when I put the chains in, that they're going in the proper spot as far as hanging on the ring, because this ring is what's you're gonna hang it by. So now if you wanted to bead up these instead of just putting the chain on, you can do that as well. So I like making these more intricate sun catchers, but I do realize that they get really expensive after you put a lot of beads and things on them. And it's just to make our bead strands. So we don't need the bead strands to be any longer than these, the first bunch, because it's just going to come down just a little bit. And we got to decide what color of bird we want to put in first, second, and third. So let's put you aside to it for a little bit. I'll just put you right here on your packaging so I know where that's at. Uh-oh, did we buffer for a while? Okay. Yeah, Beth, I'm not sure which one you mean. This bottom one here I got from Auntie's Beads. There's the information. And this top ring I got from Bargain Bead Box. They had them in a variety of sizes and metals, gold and silver. But yeah, the big ring is from Auntie's Beads. It's actually a bracelet bangle. So see, silver plated bangle charm bracelet with 16 closed rings. Cost $1.75. So there is how we will start this off, with the little chains hanging it like a little basket almost down to the bottom, hammock, whatever you want to call it. So, and like I said, you can bead that top piece if you want, where the chain is at, rather than just beading it. Rather than just chains, you can use beads if you want to. So the next step is to decide what color of birds we want first. I'm leaning towards the yellow ones since they're loose. And then we got to decide what color of flower we want with each one. I've got purple, red, and blue. I'm thinking what I want to do, and I've got all kinds of flowers. I don't have to just use these particular flowers. I've got others as well. But so we got the 3 color birds, and we have to decide which level we want each one on. And then we have these 3 flowers, but like I say, I have also got these pink ones, and I've got this style with the pink. And I have a whole bunch of these purpley colored ones like this. And I also have these. And we have them in reds and pinks and as well. So I have all kinds of flowers. So flowers choices is not something we have to worry about, because I can choose just about anything. I'm actually thinking I might go with these because I have a ton of these of this color like this. And I really don't want the same color with the same color bird. So even though I have these colors, I'm not sure I'm going to use this style, because I do have lots of other flowers and such. I'm actually thinking I'm going to use this for one color. And we have this style too, so we can put some various flowers in with things. forgot I had those little elephants. Oh, come on, where are my pink flowers? So anyway, we've got to decide which color bird we want to start with and what color flowers. Hi, Donna. I think I have the sound all the way up. So let's check. Yeah, I do. Beth, I'm not sure which ring you're talking about. If you're talking about this one, it's from Auntie's Beads. So anyway, I'm thinking we might want to start with the yellow and then go to the blue and then the red, or vice versa. And then I also have all kinds of leaves. So we could do just like we did with the little baby and that one might even be too long for our first little set. So we could, instead of putting these in, we could, if we just wanted like this. So this could be our first strand like this. And I'd want, of course, some spacers in here. I think we're just going to put little daisy spacers between everything. Oops, not gold. We need silver because we're working with silver. Oop. Of course, if we want multi-metals, we can also do that. Boy, I dumped a whole bunch of these out, didn't I? my silver little guys here. I think they're probably put away. Let's see. Where did I put them? So I'm thinking we'll make 4 strands like this coming down. Then we'll have the bird bringing them all together. I think, well, I'm not sure if it has a big enough hole, but we'll see. And then a crystal on the end of that. So we'll need to make 4 strands like this. For the first one. Let's see, we needed the 2 little pinks. Oh, there's. We need to get a couple out of the bag. Oh, come here, you. I think we'll just use some pink. And I'm going to put this up on the top with a jump ring, I think. So I'm just going to, you can just hardwire them on, but I think I'm going to jump ring them. So I'm going to get a bit of this out. And since I do plan on think I'm just going to jump ring them up here, I'm just going to make the loop up at the top. Then I'll put this strand together, and then we'll put a bead stopper at the bottom till we get the first bunch on. So I'm just going to pour out a pile of these because I'll need more than one. So we'll just crimp this top piece up here. Not sure if this is going to take 2 lines. We'll find out here. It says no, it's not. Get our clippers off, out, and trim this right here. I cut my nails last night. I got some, I ordered some fake nails from Amazon. I didn't get real expensive ones because I wasn't sure how I was going to like them. So I got some. They came yesterday. I got all prepped to put them on, and then discovered that the glue that comes with them was all dried out, so I couldn't put them on. So I'll have to either A, order some glue, or order a different set of, or not have any. Which is also fine because I've never used them before. But Becky Foster was encouraging me to try them since I said I don't usually put nails, fingernail polish on because I just chip it up in no time. And she said that the fake nails were real good. They didn't chip so much. So here's our first little strand. It's going to hook on to probably the middle here, and then it'll go towards the middle. It's actually a little longer than I want it, so we may take off one of the sets of flowers because this is going to hang here, and then it's going to come to the middle, and we're going to put a crystal on it. So by the time we get down to the last one, since we're going to have crystals on all these rings or rows, if we leave it this length, it's going to be pretty darn long by the time we get to the end. So I'm thinking we may want to take off one of these flowers. At least we could take off like one set, like down here, or we could take off both blues or both pinks. Anybody have any preferences of what we take off? Because I think we do need to take off something. She didn't actually recommend a brand. She just suggested I try them since I'm saying I always chip up mine. So what string would I use? This Softflex. It's great. Its coating will be fine for outdoors. So like I say, this is a little longer than I want my bead strand to be. So I'm debating which what to take off. And so, though I like them all, it's so pretty just as is. Maybe if we're going to make it shorter, we should switch it to these pink flowers, and then it still has the pink, but it's also got, let's see what it looks like. And we can put the other combo with like the blue ones maybe. Oop, need my spacer. Okay, that's not bad. That brings these colors into it, sort of. So we'll switch those out. And then I think this will be closer to the length I want because, like I said, this one is the top one. It's kind of come in the middle. So I think this is about the length we're going to want. So I'm going to put that on there. We'll switch these beads out. You guys go away. For these guys. And we need 4 strands of this one. We don't need them so long. This long tail will be the one that holds the crystal, so we don't really need them that long. We just need to make 4 of these so they can go onto our Suncatcher. Then we'll bring them all together here at the bottom with the crimp, and then put either we might put another bird on there as well as the crystal. We'll see what we decide to do. So I'm going to get some more line out, and we'll make the other 3 up, and then we'll start connecting onto the, I'm going to just bring a big line out and just cut it as need be. That's probably enough for all 3 of them, so I'm just going to cut that off. She mentioned when she mentioned to me to try it, she didn't mention what brand to use. When I was at the show this weekend, there was some folks who had nails, but they wanted $25 for the sets, and I was like, I don't want to spend that much if I'm just going to be trying them, and what if I don't like them? So I didn't buy them, but this one's glue was all dried up, so I'm going to have to send in a complaint to Amazon about that and see about, now we want this little bit of tail cut off, because if we recall, the flower didn't go into it. Of course, this was not the same flower, but that's all right. So actually, they're on tonight, Becky and Jenny. So I will ask her tonight if she has any recommendations and which ones she thinks are best. But so there's strand number 2. I'm gonna put a bead stopper on here now, and then I'm gonna cut it off about right here. That gives me plenty to put through, and then I can start our next line. So we've got 2 over here now. For a second there, I thought I forgot the spacer there. I was going to go, dang it, Rose. But then it's not crimped on the bottom, so I still could fix it anyway. Whoop. Don't drop that. So we'll get this in here and crimp it. Can't sleep, honey? There's some Voltaren in my bathroom if you want to try it. My daughter works nights, so she should be asleep now, but she's not. That's what I was discussing with her. So she is a CNA on our local hospital surgical floor, in case you hadn't heard me just talk about her before. She said they had a few patients that didn't want to stay in bed. So, and those ones they apparently have to keep an extra close eye on. So here is number 3. So we'll cut that one off and get its, and I think I still have enough line to do the last one, hopefully. Should have. So then we'll start putting them on and putting them together. So I'll show you what I mean by bringing them down together. One of these crimps will usually take 4 lines, since they're not copper. If they were a copper one, they would only take 3. The copper ones have thicker walls inside of the crimp tubes, so they're very persnickety about how many they'll take. You can usually get 4 in a silver one. So looks like I need to put some more spacers out. Ah, Kiss brand. Okay. I was off camera, sorry. I will try to remedy that from now on. We'll move these things up so they're not down here so much. Then maybe that will take care of that problem. So I try to have my mat right here. It's got the edge right here at the edge of my camera. And I try to make it a point to stay over that mat. I don't always remember to do that, but I try. Okay, now that we're at the end of this last one, we have a choice. We can hook them all together right now before we hook them up to the ring up here, which is not a problem kind of thing. You just take it, everything, and put them all through one crimp tube and crimp them up. Then we can hook them up. And sometimes that's easier because otherwise they're hanging down and you have to try and get them all together. So sometimes if you want to do something like we're going to do here, it's sometimes easier to crimp them together before you hang them up. So what you want to do then is take and feed them all through the crimp tube. We have this one crimp tube down here. We're going to feed them all through it. It doesn't matter which area they're in as far as, oh, this one's on the right, this one's on the left. We just need to have one with a long strand because that's where we're going to hang our crystal and stuff down through the bottom. Okay. Come on, let's take number 4. There it goes. Okay, you can see it's number 4 is coming through here now. Now we're going to pull all these up. Oh, I forgot to take the bead stopper off. That doesn't work, does it? Okay, now we're going to pull all these up. Till they're at the end of their line. Nope, you got to come up more than that, guys. And if you need to, you can always get your pliers out to help pull your strands up. There's no law against doing that. So see, we got bags down below here. We want those closer up. We want them as close as possible. And since they're in here and we can't tell which line is which, we're just going to sit here and pull them till we get that up here. But this particular one seems to want to stay down further, so we will do the pliers on them. It doesn't matter if you wreck the bottom of the line here because, oh, that one Just pulled one of the other ones out, I think. Yeah, it did. But it looks like that was, no, we've still got one way loose down here. That's, oh, that, is that the main one? Let's see if I can figure this out. It's that one right there. Pull up. In all actuality, I probably should have put like a small crystal or something down there at the bottom so they wouldn't bag like this, so they'd wouldn't fight for the space to going in. So we may want to pull them and do that. They are going to separate, of course, and go all kinds of different ways when we're finished pulling these on. Okay, I'm going to pull these out of here and put a small crystal at the end of each of these rows so that they're not going to fight against each other so much as they come through. Now I see what you guys are saying about you think the leaves are too big or they're take away from the other colors or you want a different color. But this is just the first layer. We're going to have 3 layers. So there's going to be a lot of different colors going on once we get to the bottom. So in all actuality, since that was fighting me a bit, we're going to hook these on, and then we're going to put our crimp on and see if it's a little easier that way sometimes. So there's 3. I'll need another one, but we're going to do probably went off camera again there, didn't I? Sorry about that. Get down off there. Now, see, these are hanging down like so. We're going to bring them all together down here in the bottom. And then we'll hang a crystal down here. Then we're going to take another layer with the blue birds and then another layer here with the red birds. The blue birds are going to, or the red, whichever we choose, will hang just below the crystal. And then the next layer is going to go down quite a bit further. And then there'll be another crystal down there towards the bottom. Hey, Kim. Yes, my craft shows are finished for the year, Anita. Oh, that sucks, Beth. I know my husband had that same thing. They went through the artery on here, and he had this hole punched in his arm. It was like and at one point they loosened up. He had this it was like a big plastic pressure thing that had pressure in it to keep the blood from coming out because it wasn't bandaged. And they would loosen it up every once in a while to see if it was clotting over. And then one time they loosened it too much. They had too much, and all of a sudden he had blood all over the place. And I was like, guys, no, that's not quite right. So now what we're going to do is, since I put those crystals on the bottom, it should fit together a little easier in our crimp tube. Come on, baby, go on there. Looks like I'm starting to get a bit of the shakes. Never cool. I'm going to start this one through, and then I'll take its piece off. Grab hold of you. Go up there. Wrong side. Come on. There we go. Now we will get It doesn't matter which one we get, just have to get one. Go through. But not as bad. And I do have some bigger leaves with some good size holes, so I might be able to get all strands through there. If so, then we will crimp it again below that, because we then have a double crimp here, which makes it obviously a lot safer. So there it is. There's our leaf all the way up there. And we'll crimp again. Though all of the strands did not come through, I think only 3 did, and that's fine. Now we're going to cut the shorter strands off and leave this one. And we have to decide, as far as crystal is concerned, what crystal we want to put on there. So this is going to hold our crystal. So it's sitting like this. This needs to mask it out a little bit there. There we go. So we can't really see what it looks like. So it's like this. Now we're going to decide, do we want to go bluebirds or redbirds next? And they're going to come on one of these. The 4 strands are going to come on one of these. There's other spots here. All right, who's just twisted here? You are. You are too. Get off of that loop. That's not your loop. So what we're going to do then is we're going to bring the next strand down, and it's going to be longer, so it drops below down here. And then the third one is going to be quite long and be way down here. And it will have lots of various pieces on it. Now, my original thinking was that I'd put another bird here. But if I put this bird here with instead of a crystal, we would need to have something small below it, maybe just one of those little pink flowers, to hold it in place. So you got to go, Beth? Okay. Okay, what'd I miss? Love you too, Beth. Is the internet breaking up? I don't know. Is it, ladies? I haven't been watching the screen. Sorry. The frame is purchased. I got it at Auntie's Beads. Hey, Carolyn. I know they said they were going to be doing some work on their internet. I was I was afraid it might be gone entirely. So, but it appears to be just sort of acting weird. So now here's the question: do we want to put a crystal here, or just put a crystal at the very bottom? And like I said, my original thought was put a crystal here, but I'm thinking now I'm just thinking just this yellow bird with maybe a leaf or a flower below it, or even one. We could put a flower, like one of these little pink flowers below it, or maybe a crystal below it, just one of these little ones instead of something more fancy. Or maybe even just a bigger spacer so it looks like he's sitting on something. Let's see, what do I have here? Do I have anything that would be bigger that he could sit on? Come on, you. I want the bird at the bottom, I think, but I'm not sure what I want under him. If I want to just put this little leaf under here, or if I want to put something else under him. Now, this is the end, so either we have to cut the little nibbin off, which we can do, or we have to have something that forms like a charm down here at the bottom. I think this little leaf might work. I'm just going to have to get it to straighten up in a bit. Let go of the other rings. So it's going to look like so for until we get our next level in. So what do you think we should go for our next level? Bluebirds or redbirds? Any preferences? We've got our redbirds. And we've got our, where you at, bluebirds? There they are. Bluebirds. Nope, that's the blue flowers, not the bluebirds. Where are the bluebirds? Okay, where'd the bluebirds go? They were right here. That's the red ones. Red flowers, blue flowers, purple flowers. Oh, they're over here. Maybe blue next. Yeah, I was thinking blue next myself. I haven't seen the frames in gold, Heather. I've only seen them in silver. Blue with the red flowers. Okay. Now this one's going to need to hang a little bit because it's little bits in the middle want to pop too much into the middle. So I've got to let it hang for a little while. So come on, hook up there. Okay. Now, so I want to get the blue ones out. And we want 5 of those. So we got all kinds of, like I say, I have all kinds of flowers. So I think I might even have some purple. Check my purple. See if I have some purple. Okay, what's going on here? Somebody's being naughty. Oh, okay, I see. Get out of there. I have some pretty pink ones here too. You guys are pissing me off. Stop it. So I'm going to put all kinds of flowers out, and then we're going to decide what we want to do, how we want to do them. Like I said, we're going to break off from doing this pretty soon, and we're going to move to, well, we're going to leave, and then we'll come back at on Monday to finish it off. See, I have all colors of flowers, so we can put these leaves with the bluebirds, or I've got some darker green ones here. Come on, you guys, open up. No, I don't like the darker greens. I think the lighter greens are better. Though I also have more greens that will work as well, because I have a whole box of various leaves. This one's just plain green with no color, no wash with it. This one's got this wash. We have a silver wash. I'm leaning towards the silver wash with this bird. See if I have enough. Yep, we do. Let's see if we have any other purple flowers. Oh, here's a lighter purple. Okay. So let's get, I don't want to put these pink ones with the red flowers. I'm leaning towards these blue ones for the red flowers, because remember, we're getting longer strands each time we go down, because otherwise we're not going to clear the stuff before. So I'm thinking now the question is, if I use this strand that I've made here, is it going to clear the one before it? If not, we're going to need to add some more. So we could add any of these. Come here, you. Come to me. So it needs to come down lower than this strand, and it's not going to, even with those in. See how it's now still not further down than this? And we do need it to be further down than this bottom of this strand. So it's going to hit about, so we need another big flower in here. So go this side, baby. Now we do have enough birds that we could put 2 birds in, but then we'd need either another leaf or another flower in between the birds. Except for we don't have enough red birds to put 2 in on each strand, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I only have 7, so I'd need 8 to put 2 in the red bird strand, unless we don't finish it and I order some. If they have some more on the site, I don't know if they do. A crystal between rather than a flower? We could do that, probably, because I do have some crystals here. I even have some, you guys like, I've got these little, what do they call them, trifles? Is that the way, what they call this style of crystal? I don't think it says, it doesn't, it just says plated glass. So could actually put 2 of these in a larger crystal, because I do have a ton of crystals. See if this strand will be long enough with the 2 birds in there. I do have 2 bluebirds. I don't do enough to do 2 bluebirds. I do not have enough to do 2 redbirds in place, though. So, but we're not going to worry about redbirds yet. We're not going to get down to that row yet. This is long enough. These ones will go with the red birds, as will those. So I think this is what our bluebird strand is going to more or less look like. Though I could put, like I said, put a crystal in between the leaf instead of this one leaf here, if we want to do it that way. Even 2 crystals maybe in between. Oops, got the plastic still on this one. Come here, you. Get the plastic line off there. Let's string that and see what we think. We are, of course, going to put our daisy spacers in the middle. I think I'm going to have to see if Beadbox Bargain still has the red beads. I mean the red birds. And if they do, I'm going to have to order another package, I think, to finish our birds up here, our bird Suncatcher. We're going to give me that guy. I really like this pink one. Need a couple more. So that's what this one would look like if we leave it this way. I'm going to put a bead stopper on here. We are going to crimp this side up, and we can hook it up onto our Suncatcher, and we can see how it's sitting. If we want to remove some beads, then we can do that. We could also add some if we wanted to, but I don't think we're going to want to. You won't go in there twice. For some reason, the flowers just don't like to take a second strand, it looks like. Go up there. Actually, I think that looks really pretty. But the question is, how is it going to hang on with our other ones? Is it going to be too long? Is it going to be too short? It's going to hang right here, and it's going to pull down here. Oh, it's longer than it needs to be. So we're going to take out, something, but I'm not sure what yet. We could take out one of the birds and the crystal, maybe. Let's see what it looks like if we take out one bird and one crystal and just leave one crystal in there with the bird. I think I want the bird out. Now we'll see how it would hang between here and down to here. Still actually longer than it needs to be. Excuse me. But it might be better to have that little bit of length, extra length. So I think we'll leave it like this. We can hook this baby on, and then we can make our other strands. How long have we been on? Oh, an hour and 40. So I am going to hook this guy up onto our strand here, and then we are going to pick stuff up. I'm going to try and get it in little baggies, how we're going to work it here. Like for instance, I'm going to put a strand together here. We're going to use these and this, the spacers, one of these, two of these, and two of these little guys. So do we have everything? The crystals in there, the bird. Yep. So that would be one more strand right here. So I'll do up my strands in little bags, and we'll have these ready to string on Monday when we come back, because that's where we are going to sit right now. What do I do with that tube of there they are. I am going to put some of these out as well. I'm going to hook this guy onto the ring right now so we can see how it hangs really well. And then we're going to call it a day, because we've been on for an hour and 40. And I do believe, is Heather, are you still here? Are you planning on coming on this afternoon? Oh, you might need it. They have 71 packs of the redbirds. Good, because we'll get some more redbirds. So we're going to hook you on to one of the spaces here. It doesn't matter which side, whichever side we don't go with blue, we'll go to the redbirds when we get to those. So this is going to be, and it's going to pull this one over here. So that's just about a perfect length, actually. These are still fighting here for space. They don't want to sit quite right, but we'll make them. And then when it gets down here, of course, then we'll put the big leaf and the bluebird down below. Then the red one will come from the other side, other strand spot right here. So that's our bluebird side. Let's turn up so you can see more of what I'm talking about. I know it's hard to see it when it's down below like that. And of course, my chat decided it didn't want to come on again. So it's on my tablet. So it's driving me nuts. So here is so far, we've got our yellow birds going here. Something feels like it's making this lopsided. Oh, it's the pressure of the other strand. So then this is the yellow birds. Then the bluebird is going to come down through here. And then the last strand over here in this 3-pack of spots, we'll have the red one coming down even lower, and then we'll have a big crystal on the bottom of it. So that's what we're doing, and we've got so far. And this has been an hour and 43 minutes. So I think it's time to go off so Heather can come on without banging into us. When we get to the bottom of all 4 of the bluebirds, we will do this again with the leaf and the bluebird. And this little leaf wants to hang sideways, but we may just let it. And we'll start the red ones. I am going to order some more red birds so that I can put double red birds on here. The double bluebirds was pretty, but it was going to make it too long. So we're going to just leave it with the single, but when we get to the red strand, we need more length, so we will put try and put a double red bird on here. So I'm going to hang this up, let it start to drop into shape some, and I'm going to bundle up the blue sets so that when we come back, I can easily just put them together. And we can get those together fast and then design the red strand. Can I decorative ornament hooks? Honey, all I usually do is just do a loop hook. I don't do anything really fancy with them. So, but I can do it like a little short to make a simple one. But anyway, we're going to go so that Heather can come on. And like I say, I am going to just do the beads for the bluebird strand in little baggies so that when we come back on Monday, we can flip it together really quick. And then I might just take all the rest of the beads that we haven't decided to use for sure and put them in another baggie with our red birds so that we have those choices there when we come back. So anyway, everybody, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We're going to go, and I hope you have a lovely afternoon and a really nice weekend. I can do a short on making the hooks that I make, Heather. They're not really fancy. They're just a simple hook, but they work really, really nicely. I usually use heavy-duty wire, like at least 18. I don't go any smaller than 18 for a hook, but I could make one and show you what I do. But let's go for the day, and we will see everybody. I will have a recorded video up for tomorrow, and we'll see everybody on Monday. And we will continue on our Suncatcher on Monday. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.